Greetings and welcome to the first of my lectures on Indo paganism and the practices of a Jonas. I am Don D. Robbins, a student of Indo paganism and of the Kulukpa tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. My practices combine the Greek Olympian religion with Tibetan Buddhist practices and thoughts. Basically, Indo-paganism is the uprising of the meeting of Eastern and Western thoughts, combination of the ancient gods of Europe with the philosophical ideas of Asia, primarily of India, China, Tibet, and Japan. But many other countries could be considered to give rise to Indo-paganism. Basically, an Indo-pagan draws heavily from Eastern philosophies of Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Shintoism, Sikhism, and all the other practices of Asia, while combining them with the ancient European religions who recognized the ancient gods and focused on the fertility aspects of nature. With the uprising of neo-paganism, it is to be assumed that neo-paganism would incorporate many of the philosophical ideas of Eastern religions. Due to the fact primarily that the Christian Church did take over many of our lands, forcefully converting most people. While our religions have lived on, mainly through the writings of the ancients, we are having to repiece together everything that we once knew. And so we look towards the religions that still exist and recognize and honor the old gods of their lands. As a Jonas myself, I recognize that there is much to be taught through the mind philosophies of Buddhism. In the practices of purifying my own self and realizing the interdependence of all things, I have found more awakening within the Olympian religion. I have found that it is easier to understand the gods and understand the ancient stories by incorporating Buddhist philosophies into my religion. Many might find this a contradiction both from the Buddhist philosophies and from the Greek, especially those who cry for purism within the religions. As we reach towards a point of reawakening of humankind, I believe it is time that we start to piece together the religious thoughts that make sense. As Shakyamuni said, question everything that I tell you. Try it against your own logic and truth to find out if it is actually true. Therefore, that is the philosophy that I have taken. I have studied the ancient philosophers of Aristotle, Hesiod, and Socrates, and I have read the writings of Longzhenpa and Tsongkhapa, as well as Shakyamuni Buddha himself, Amida Buddha, and all the others. And within them, I have found enlightenment towards passages in the other areas of religion. The teachings of Buddha illuminate the teachings of Plato very well, as I am sure that the sages of every country would illuminate further the teachings of both. Indo-paganism is still in its youth and naturally being organized. For many years, most of us remained as solitaries, thinking there was no one else who believed the same. And now that we are becoming a community, we realize that while our views do vary greatly, and to have a cohesive thought and doctrine would be near impossible, that we can all claim our community of Indo-paganism, realizing that our practices of meditation, mantra study, and koans do exist to bring us to the same point, and through this community we interact. And these web blogs are not only to explain my point of view of Indo-paganism, but to maybe give some more validity to the rising community, so that one day we may see temples of Indo-pagans worshipping together the old gods in the old ways mixed with Asian practices. Well, I shall call an end to this introduction. Namaste, and the gods go with you.